to our first bonus episode. This is the Mississippi Queen Trivia Hour.
What?
So we're going to play a series of games, and whoever wins something. I don't know, but it's going to be fun. Are you guys ready?
Is it your approval?
No. I'll figure something. Maybe I'll get a trophy or something. All right, so the first round, I'm calling it the Wager of Wits. Sorry, Dominique.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So for each question, I will take answers from each panelist. Once the answers are revealed, the panelists will have 2 betting chips to place, indicating which of the presented answers they believe to be correct. That's why you have 3 pieces of paper. Mm-hmm. There's going to be 3 questions.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to write what you think the answer is on the piece of paper.
Okay.
Once I have all your answers, we're going to put them in the middle, and you're going to try to guess who is closest to that answer. So it's essentially Wits
Google.
and Wagers, but it's a wager of wits. You guys ready?
I am ready.
So according to my Mississippi public education, the Mississippi River, as represented in Mississippi Queen, is about about 1.8 miles long. I came up with that because steamboats are about 200 feet long. There are 4 spaces on each tile, and there were 12 tiles. You do that math, you come up with 9,600 feet.
I don't think that math is correct.
It's all
I'll take your
approximation.
word for it, Stephen. Nerd.
What I want to know is
Talking Samuel.
how long is the Mississippi River actually?
Wow.
Can we write longer than 1 mile?
Right?
I mean, you can put 1 mile.
Okay, so we're talking
Right,
about
'cause you're not
just
allowed
in
to
the
go
state
over.
of Mississippi or the entire?
It's
the entire
Mississippi River.
river.
And, as far as I'm concerned, the longest river on the world is the Missouri River, because it's the entire Missouri River plus the bottom half of the Mississippi River, which should be part of the Missouri River, not the Mississippi River, which point is the longest river in the world. At that point, the Mississippi River is just tiny.
What's the length of the Missouri River?
That's
don't
not
know.
the question I'm asking.
That is not the question
I'm
I'm
asking is,
Geography was never my
how
strong suit.
long is the Mississippi River?
I have no earthly idea.
Write a random number then, and that will be your answer.
All right.
All right, so John has provided us with...
Oh, wait, whoa. You're going to call us out on this?
Yeah, we're voting now on who we think is the most correct.
Hold on. I did forget one very important thing. If you are the one that gives the correct answer, the most correct answer, you're going to get 3 points. Everyone that selects the correct answer will get 1 point.
I forgot to add a unit of measurement to my paper.
It's
Is that
all-
going to count against me?
It's all
He
miles.
asked for miles.
I asked for miles.
Okay.
All right, so John has given us 1972.
That's correct.
Chris has given us
It's not correct,
639. And Samuel's given us 1,800.
No, 18,000.
Nope, that's not
18,000.
Oh,
correct.
18,000. I'm sorry.
Which
There's
is
an extra zero
three-quarters
there.
of the diameter of the circumference of the Earth.
I don't have a head for geography. I never
sure
remember
don't.
the numbers.
Is
I
it the
know which
closest
one I'm
without going
voting
over?
for.
Closest without going over.
Just the closest.
Ooh.
I'm going to make it easy. Just the closest.
Are we?
I don't want to do too much math.
All right.
I think you do just like it is.
How do
in
we-
The other game
No. It's not the other game.
At that point, it might be right. If it was close without going over, I was going to go with Chris's answer. But if it's the closest, I might be closer on the high end.
All right, so the actual answer here is 2,340 miles.
Wow.
So that looks like John gets 5 points. You should have got 4.
So I'll give you that back.
Oh, did I give you 5?
You give me
And I
5.
get 2.
You get 2. All right.
My sense of scale is all off for geography.
Take all your things back.
Too much sci-fi.
Question number 2.
So question number 2 is, since we played a game about traveling the Mississippi River, how long would it take an average skilled kayaker to travel the length of the river?
Upstream or downstream?
Let's go downstream.
All right.
So
We'll
what
let the-
season?
Are we
we'll let
talking
the
for
current take it.
days? Or hours? Or
In days.
okay.
How many days?
Are they stopping to sleep?
Downstream.
This is just an average.
Are they stopping to sleep? That's 8 hours a day. They're not traveling.
Sam, I think you're overthinking this.
I thought that was the point.
Oh my God, why are you writing so small?
I'm doing math. I'm trying to remember how long division works.
I'll just mention that Chris and my answer are both in the middle of the table and have been for a significant period of time while we wait for Sam to continue with his math. That's an interesting ploy. Maybe I'll put both of them. We haven't even turned the answers over yet, Chris. You may have a fine answer, and I've already bet on my stuff.
We might be the same.
We might have the exact same answer.
All right.
4 days.
Sam says 4 days. Chris says 71 days. And John says 48.
4 days.
4 days to go.
Is that a jet kayak?
2,000 miles.
It's a fairly decent drive in 4 days.
I'm not good at geography.
That's not a geography question.
Yeah, it is.
That's a speed. And
That's
You're
a physics
cover
question.
18,000 miles in 4 days.
It's not 18,000
24,000.
miles.
I'm just saying
500,
that.
500 miles a day.
2,400.
I'm just,
500 miles a day.
600.
24
You know what
hours
to
a
do.
day.
Place your chips
so
out. Let's get this going. Since,
Uh,
all right, so 4 days is wrong. I'll go ahead and give you, I'll go ahead and give you all that hint.
And I think 48 days is low, so I'm going to bet there. I think 71.
Okay, so let me see.
It could be 71, you know. Now we start playing as gamers. I'm going to cover your position
Yeah, I know.
because I've already got just
And
enough of
if
a
I
lead.
go for 48, it just gives
All
me
right,
two
are we
chips.
gonna do?
done?
That's
Are we
exactly-
done? Can we move forward with this now?
I'm sorry, I thought we were enjoying it, but that's fine.
Y'all are arguing semantics over here because it's 117 days.
Booyah.
So 71 wins. I'm not sure how far you go in a kayak in a day.
I was assuming about 30 miles a day
That's
would
what
be
I was
It's
guessing.
4 miles an hour.
2,400 miles.
The
I
problem
assumed-
was I forgot how long the river actually was.
He didn't pay attention.
I assumed kayaks were faster.
All right,
All right, one last one.
the last
those.
question in the wager
I
of
assumed
wits.
kayaks were 4 times as fast as that.
Have you ever been in a kayak?
No.
Okay, fair
doesn't
enough.
have a motor. You're the motor.
I was going to say 24 hours a day, day after day.
That's why I asked if they had to stop to sleep, and he was cagey about it.
All right. Anyway, in feet, how deep is the Mississippi River at its deepest?
Oh, who knows? 1,000.
Just write it down, dummy. Look, this is the last one of
I
these.
have no earthly idea.
This is the last one of these. Just guess. That's the whole point. Have fun.
Excuse me, I'm putting units down.
In feet. All right. So Samuel gave us 200.
I did it in fathoms. No, I did it in feet.
Chris gave us 252, and John gave us 91.
It's a river. I don't think it's as deep.
All right.
Are we
My
talking
thought.
about where it's dredged?
You don't
Its
dredge it.
deepest
At
point.
the deepest point.
Yeah, so that's where if the dredge is the deepest point, but you don't dredge where it's deep. You dredge where it's shallow. And no
you
boat
make
on the
it deep.
Mississippi
Did that
is drawn
sound-
anywhere near 91 feet. I mean, that's crazy. In fact, I don't think
So
like,
how about you put your chips down?
I don't think I voted for my answer once.
there may be a reason for that. Sam.
Yeah, this is this is not my
At this
strong
point,
suit.
we got to bring out Wits and Wagers because Sam is awful at this.
I know, right?
Always pick the geography.
By the way, I have a copy of Wits and Wagers, and I'm sure you do too, Chris. Because I
He has
can't
to.
actually own a copy without somebody else
Well,
having
it's actually upstairs in like the family game cabinet. That's one that we play as
Hey, Chris, how about you pick an answer?
Sorry, I just never found the Mississippi to be terribly interesting.
It's a big river. Hurry up, Chris.
It's
The
longest river in
Nile's
the
more
world.
interesting.
So, with all of his belly aching, he actually had it right on
200
the nose.
feet, really?
really?
200 feet.
Where is it?
There's a point that's just south of New Orleans, where it's basically where its mouth is.
Did we all die?
we all have 5.
It's curious. Where do you declare the end of the Mississippi and the beginning of the ocean?
So, it goes out
Nice.
farther than New Orleans, but the point is between New Orleans and the.
All right, then.
Yeah.
And
So
the,
here's the thing.
Gulf of
Steven
Mexico.
laughed when I put my answer out, and I thought I was like, that probably means I got it right. But I wasn't sure,
came
so
very
I
close.
didn't.
So we just came to a complete tie with all three of us?
In the
did.
first
And
round,
That ends the game.
in the first round, there is a tie.
That is amazing.
So now we move on to the second round, and maybe we can loosen things up a
There's
little
a
bit.
second round.
We only have 3 sheets of paper.
Now we start losing articles of
You
clothing.
don't need paper. You don't need paper for these.
Okay.
Because
Different game
round
mode.
2 is
game
the
mode.
lightning round.
Oh,
All All right, so it says on my sheet, starting with the panelist in the lead. So everyone's.
How do you break the tiebreaker?
I'm going to give it to John since he's sitting across from me.
I think he actually had the most correct answers. So
Yeah, that too.
I know we were all tied for correct
all tied
answers,
for
weren't
correct
we?
answers.
John,
Yes.
then
That's how we're all
Sam, and then Chris. I need you in order to name a state that is in or on the Mississippi River. Each correct answer is going to be worth 1 point. You are out of the lightning round if you give me an incorrect answer. So I'm looking for states that either border the Mississippi River borders or passes through.
Mississippi.
All right. Samuel.
You took his gimme.
My answer.
That's why I said Mississippi.
Can you come back to me?
No.
This is embarrassing.
It is embarrassing. Man,
You know,
that
if
Maryland
there were-
public education.
There was only like 2 states, Sam. I could understand, but there's a fair number of states involved in the Mississippi River.
I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
It's not Alaska or Hawaii.
I knew that one.
Okay.
Also,
So we've narrowed it down to 48,
Maryland's pretty
47
much out.
because you already guessed Mississippi.
and I've already guessed Mississippi.
And Maryland's out too.
I know Maryland's out.
All right, so you've got 46 other states to think about.
Well, I can eliminate some of them, like California.
Well, how about you just
Washington.
give me one that's actually on this list?
In the list instead of out of the list.
I don't know. There's just a whole bunch of them in the
There
middle
is.
there.
Just name one. See what happens.
You know, there's nothing wrong with bowing
It's
out gracefully.
2,400 miles.
Arkansas.
Got a point, Chris.
Crap.
Louisiana?
All right, Chris gets a point. Back to John.
Missouri.
Missouri is a point. Back to Speed Bump. Samuel.
West Virginia.
You are out.
All
Chris.
Kansas.
More.
Kansas, you are out. John, you can earn a bunch of points if you can give me
I can get more
6
points?
more.
6 more.
There are 6 more states. If you can name them, you can get up to 6 points.
Minnesota.
Minnesota is one.
Are they all
the
named?
top.
Do they all start with an M?
No. That's the last one that starts with an M.
I'm disappointed.
You cross from Illinois into Missouri, I think, where the Mississippi River is.
So what's your
St.
answer?
Louis. Yes.
St. Louis is not.
Illinois, okay. Illinois is one.
Tennessee.
Tennessee is also one. You got 3 left.
Ooh. Okay, south of Tennessee, you get into. That's where you. Okay, so that's where
That's
you
where
hit.
Mississippi is, yeah.
Yeah, and Arkansas is the other side of that. So Iowa.
Iowa is one, yep.
Uh,
I can't believe y'all are going to let him pull out in this big of a lead.
You sure it doesn't go through Kansas?
Where does it's
Rhode Island?
no,
Vermont?
that might be
Pennsylvania?
Illinois.
Massachusetts?
Colorado.
It's, yeah, there you go. No, that's a different river. Florida.
Canada.
No, it
That's a country.
it ends
How many more
west
left?
of Florida.
2
doesn't it?
left. And south.
Kentucky.
I'll give you a hint.
It's certainly not east of Florida.
It's not Massachusetts.
That's what I was going to guess.
No, he said there were no more M's.
Vermont.
Thank you, Sam. Gosh.
New Mexico?
Western side, down low.
You're way off.
I'm way
The
off.
last one is Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, the upper end, right?
Yep.
How in the heck does it not go through Kansas?
Because it doesn't
Kansas
go
is on the other
through
side.
Kansas.
The Missouri River cuts Missouri in half, and that's where Kansas is. So Kansas City is the west side of Missouri, and the Missouri River. If you count the Missouri River, starting with Missouri
We're
River,
not
starts
talking about the Missouri
and
River.
go all the way. To,
I understand this is
Go
a
all the
hill
way to
that you
Gulf.
want to die on, but this is about the Mississippi.
Well, I
Why
got this
does
many
it-
points and said I did okay.
So-
Why does it stop being the Mississippi and turn it into the Missouri River?
No, he's saying it the other way around.
It's kind of arbitrary.
The-
they had to pick one or the other.
The reason they picked the Mississippi is because it has a larger watershed.
Okay, well, if it
I'm not
undergoes,
sure that's true.
I'm pretty sure that's
if
true.
it undergoes
Well,
a substantial change, then the name change makes sense.
Yeah. Anyway,
I would have guessed they picked it because that's the one they ran into first.
probably that could be it too. All right, so at the end of round 2, John, how many points do you have?
Double everybody else.
Right?
8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
12. Sam, you have 6,
I have 6.
and Chris has 6. That's pathetic, gentlemen.
my 6.
All right, so round 3,
You're the one who left all those points on the table for
the
whoever
Mighty
had the most
IMDB
states.
game.
You did too.
The Mighty what game?
IMDB,
I was talking to Steven.
the Internet Movie Database game.
I didn't assume you'd know anything about
So in this round, I'll be asking you about movies and or TV shows that are related to,
the Mississippi.
and related is a stretch, to our game of Mississippi Queen. Nice try. You almost had it.
RuPaul's Drag
The active
Race.
panelist, which will be John, will guess the IMDb rating as close as they can to the nearest tenth. What? The other panelists will choose if they think the actual rating is higher or lower. Each panelist that is correct will gain 1 point. And for each wrong answer, the active panelist will gain that point.
Go
The
make me
exact
flip this
rating guess is worth 5 points to the
1.
active panelist. So, any questions before we get started with the IMDb game?
I have a
Yes,
question.
can I rate it something other than a 7?
What?
Of course. What these are movies, not board
Is,
games.
is the IMDb scale 1 to 10?
1 to 10.
Okay.
Just like the Board Game Geek scale, but again, these are movies, not board games.
Okay.
All right, so the first movie, John, is
Yeah.
called Mississippi River Sharks. This
That was
was
a fantastic movie.
made-
That was a classic.
made-for-TV movie in 2017.
Have you actually seen this?
I believe it did have Nicolas Cage in it.
No Nicolas Cage. It has 390 ratings, so not a lot. It made its debut during the Sci-Fi Channel's Sharknado Week.
Ooh, now remember, the more views it has, the more likely it's going to trend towards a 7.
I think this is. I'm guessing this is a solid 4.6.
All right, so the synopsis says, right under everyone's nose, a school of aggressive sharks finds its way into the broad Mississippi River.
I think I remember
and
hearing
before
about this.
long, they attack a slow riverboat, snapping off the unsuspecting tourists' heads. However,
See?
with the famous annual fish rodeo just around the corner, the local authorities are not willing to let a few rogue sharks get in the way of their fun, and of course, making a few extra bucks. Wow, I really slipped into that one, didn't I? Can they stop the ferocious... Oh, wait, hold on. Let's skip a step. What they don't understand is now that the underwater invaders have tasted succulent human flesh, they'll stop at nothing to get more. Now it's up to an old familiar face, along with a team of locals, to try and help fend off the bloodthirsty aquatic assailants
familiar-
before they all become shark bait.
An old familiar face. Is this
I mean, it's
is this
a...
part of a franchise? This is
I
based off
haven't
of...
seen it. I just looked it up on IMDb. My assumption is that there is a guy in the sci-fi original movie universe that makes multiple appearances. Like, it's the only work he can get is sci-fi original movies. And he's like the one that ties them all together somehow into the same universe.
This is based off of that one shark that was in a flooded overpass in Texas, right?
I have no idea. I don't know what it's about.
Is that sci-fi character? Is that Bruce Campbell?
No, it's not Bruce Campbell.
Anyway, John, what's your rating?
4.8. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I gave it a 4.6 originally, but after listening to the teaser, I'm bumping you up 2 tenths.
Higher.
All right, so John says 4.8. Sam says higher. Chris.
Oh my gosh, lower.
All right, so the actual rating, 3.5.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I would have guessed.
give it too much credit.
That was exactly what I was guessing.
All right, so you
Why
get
does
that
he get one?
because you got a wrong answer. He gets the answer. So at most, well, 2 points will always be given out unless somebody gets it right.
Got it.
All right.
So if he gets it exactly right, he gets 3 points, and we get nada.
Yeah.
Nah.
Well, he gets 5. He gets 5 points because
It's going to
y'all
be
will
very
be
hard
wrong.
to make us up any points.
That's not true.
Unless we... What happens if you hit it right on a button?
We get 5.
The fourth round, you'll be able to make up some points.
How many rounds are there?
Just
4.
Okay. Not that this isn't a barrel of laughs exposing my inadequate geography and travel scale knowledge.
The fourth game's a lot of fun. I like the fourth game the best.
I just made a lot of bad assumptions about kayaking, and I assumed there was more than 8 hours to travel a day.
Samuel, you're up.
But
Your movie is Christmas in Mississippi. Also released in 2017. It was a good year for Mississippi for some reason. This is a Hallmark Christmas original. Photographer Holly Logan returns to her hometown of Gulfport, Mississippi for Christmas. The town is resurrecting their traditional holiday light show for the first time since a terrible hurricane struck 5 years earlier. Timeline does not match up. Holly volunteers to pitch in, but has second thoughts when she discovers that the festival was run by her high school sweetheart, Mike. Now Holly must spend the next few days with the man who broke her heart. bless her heart. With the help of her matchmaking mom, Caroline, and Mr. Chris, the kind old man who will play Santa, Holly begins to fall in love with her hometown and Mike all over again. This one had 1,700 ratings.
Is this a Hallmark?
I
That's what he
specifically
said.
said a Hallmark Christmas
I
original.
think he said it.
Okay,
And if he didn't, you could guess. 7.1.
7.1 from Samuel. All right, Chris, higher or lower?
Just give me my chip. It's lower.
It's lower, okay.
Absolutely higher.
All right, the actual rating is a 6.5.
I was close.
You were close.
You know, there's a
Much
part of me
closer
thinking
than
the
John.
only people that are going to go out of their way to rate this are people that love Hallmark movies. And at that point, I thought it might pull it up.
No, you are so mistaken about
almost-
IMDb.
It sounds to me like the people who the most people who rate things go out of their way to rate things low.
Well,
Unless it's the Shawshank Redemption, which for some reason gets magnificent ratings.
I have no idea. I've never interacted with IMDb in any capacity at all.
I look it up because I'm like, I know that actor. What else has he been in? And that's why the only reason I really go there.
Is that what happened? Was that what shows up on Google when I try to figure that out?
Sometimes.
Yeah. I think it's more like customer surveys. You're much more likely to fill out a survey if you're dissatisfied with service or the product.
You know, we say that.
Spoke it as an entrepreneur, as a small business owner,
We say
medium
that,
business owner.
that was still a 6.5. So it kind of depends what the average score is.
I will say that of the written reviews, the written user reviews, like half of them are 10s. So there are people that absolutely love this movie, and then there are normal people that understand what drivel Hallmark holiday Christmas originals are. All right. Chris, your movie is Mississippi Grind. So this is a movie from 2015. It's got 25,000 ratings and stars Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, gosh. 10? Really? 10?
Down on his luck and facing financial hardship, Jerry teams up with a younger, charismatic poker player, Curtis, in an attempt to change his luck. The two set off on a road trip through the South with visions of winning back what's been lost. Plot keywords here are Riverboat Casino, which is why it got picked. Also, Mississippi Grind. Stabbed in the Stomach, and Cat.
Ooh.
What is your rating for Mississippi Grind? Between 1 and 10.
7.6.
7.6. John, higher or lower?
Wow. I can't pick that he has it exactly right.
You sure can, but you will be exactly wrong. I mean, that's the chance.
Theoretically.
You could be right, and then you would share the 5 points.
I'll go lower.
Lower?
I'm going to go higher, but only because I want to pick something different than John.
All right, so
That's not surprising at all.
Maybe I'll go higher then. Sam?
I'm not going to change my answer. I'm locked in.
I'll stay lower.
okay. So the actual rating is 6.4.
So I get $1. Woohoo!
All right.
All right, I'm getting a feel for the average now.
All right. Well, too bad, because
Yeah, we're
now
done.
we go on to round 4.
That just means I won't feel bad Googling average IMDb score.
All right, so round 4, I'm calling this game, we rated it a 7. This is the BGG User Comments Game. So for each question, I will provide 3 BGG User Comments. That's Board Game Geek. One at a time to a game that I deem tangentially related to Mississippi Queen. The first player to provide the correct answer will score points. You will buzz in, and I will ask you for the answer. You will score 5 points for guessing the correct game on the first clue, 3 points on the second clue, and 1 point on the third.
Can we just text you our answer so you don't have to,
I'll
decide?
buzz.
Just say green or blue or red.
All right,
Say your
so
player color at me.
I was looking up that the average IMDb score is actually 6.3.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear the rules. Something about buzzing.
He's going to ask a question when you know it.
I'm
Say
going to
blue.
read user comments on Board Game Geek about board games that they have rated a 7.
Okay. And we have to guess the game.
So we don't
You
have
have to
worry,
guess the game.
We don't have to worry about Mississippi Queen with
Mississippi Queen will not be one of the answers.
All right.
I
So
will
John's
go ahead
going
and
to
rule
get
that
more
one out.
points.
They are all tangentially related
Think
to
of the
Mississippi
three of us
Queen.
John will recognize.
And they are also games
or
that we
has a
have
broader
experience with. So nothing crazy that none of us have
names.
ever played.
this. You know, if you were a cruel host,
I could-
you would use one of our own quotes against us.
If you were a clever host, he would use one of our own quotes against us.
We'll see what happens.
We do have that Mississippi public education, though.
All right, so the first clue for the first game, pretty unique artwork, and I have to laugh about the stupid puns and names. It's a good game to have when you've got a larger group of people, as it's a light game and promotes light-hearted discussions. I suppose that one sense... all right, so pardon me, I'm reading it verbatim, so some of the grammar is wrong, but...
Can I ask a question real quick?
Yes.
If we guess, do we get to go again, or we're out for that round?
You're out for that round.
Okay.
You're out for that clue.
We lose if we get it wrong.
You're out for that clue if you get it wrong. So you can come in on the next clue to get 3 points or 1 point. So there's 3 clues per game.
Okay.
All right. Continuing on. I suppose in that sense, it sort of functions as a party game without actually being one. I rate it a 7. Any guesses on that game?
So if I guess now, then I won't get to guess the next time?
You will. You can only guess once per clue.
Green.
Okay, green. Give me an answer.
Wits and wagers.
No.
Say, is that the name of the game, or is that you buzzing?
Green
Buzz.
is... Say blue.
Blue.
Yes.
You missed.
Munchkin.
No.
All right.
John, you have one?
Yeah, because I get a free guess,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
The Adventurers.
No. All right. Second clue. Uwe's classic trading and negotiation game. The theme is more or less non-existent, and the art is
Green.
art, I guess. Green, go.
Catan.
No.
What?
Settlers of Catan.
No.
There's puns.
The strength is in the fixed player hands,
said no theme.
requiring a lot more thought, strategy, and triage from players that will eventually...
Buzzing. Bonanza.
Bonanza is correct. I rated a 7.
It was the name.
The trade.
The cutesy names. And I'm like, wow.
Okay. I didn't recognize.
The last clue was brilliant bean bartering.
Okay. Yep.
I would have sold the. I would have closed the deal.
Good clue
But he said
gradient
there was
there.
no theme, so I'm sitting there going, John always claims that Catan has no theme.
Well,
Settlers of Catan.
this
But
is
the-
one person on the internet's opinion. It is not
And
necessarily correct.
who says Bonanza doesn't have a theme? I mean, it's not like a super strong one, but
Yeah.
you've got like farm plots and
Occasionally, people on the internet are incorrect.
Yeah, these
And
are
it's
these are
our-
random people on
Nice.
the
it's our
internet.
solemn duty to remind them of that as many times as it takes.
All right, so second game. You're right. Yeah. Second game. Are you guys ready?
Same amount of
Yes.
points, or we get more points?
5-3-1. Another excellent worker placement game, but damn, what a mean game. Not for the lighthearted. Some of the powers seem uneven, but I'll need more plays to determine this. The components of this game are lacking. They have no connection to the theme, but the card thickness is good. Playtime is always long, but the game is very engaging even with the downtime.
Green.
I rated a 7. Green. What is your...
Cosmic Encounter.
You were wrong. Sam is looking at the wall of games for clues.
I am.
I'll tell you, there are no clues to be seen over there.
That feels like a clue.
That
Well,
was
it
a clue.
seems to me the card thickness should be the thing that we should be focusing on. Here.
Should I move to the next?
I am ready
Clue.
for you to move to the
Yeah.
next.
You don't want to
go
take even a
ahead.
guess, a wild shot in the dark?
All right, the next clue is really like a lot about this game. What didn't keep it in my collection was its length. That and the bits are a little too abstract for my tastes. Come on, at least something resembling something in the wild, not cones and cubes. I give it a 7.
Oh, it's
Green.
Go ahead.
It's the one that had the
Yeah.
Red, dominant species.
Red gets it.
damn you, dominant species.
I gave you a shot, then you didn't grab
I
it.
knew which one it was. I just didn't know the freaking
I was thinking Ark
Asteroid
Nova,
game.
but you said wild, and there weren't any cones in Ark Nova.
You kind of lost me. You said worker placement, but then I managed to.
Then
come
you
back.
remembered that it is
Yeah.
in fact.
See, I
worker
haven't
placement.
played Dominant Species in forever, not nearly as often as you guys have.
Yeah, sorry.
Have we played it
That's,
since
that's
the
the way,
asteroid?
that's the way. Yes, we've played it.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
A couple
I'm not-
times.
Yeah. All right. Clue number 1 for the third game is Cars Vroom. Keep. I rated a 7. These are all actual comments on 7 ratings, by the way. I'm not just
Cars
Vroom.
Cars Vroom. Keep.
Blue.
Blue, go ahead.
Thunder Alley.
You win.
Woo!
Cool 5 points.
Woo! Oh, because he got on the first clue.
You got it on the first clue. Great racing game with some genuine innovations and tricky strategic decisions. And before playing, I disliked the theme and the visual style, which I still do. But I have to admit, I found it fun to play. Sure, you're racing with cars, but basically it's a hand management game with some luck, some chaos, lots of moving parts, and pissing off other players. I rated a 7. All right. Penultimate game. First clue is fun game, good for solo play too. Shorter than I like, but engaging. I'm concerned about its longevity, so we'll see. I give this a 7.
I have a lot to go on that one.
There's not a lot to go on. Still, blue. Leaving Earth.
No.
Okay.
Ready for the second clue?
I am.
All right.
Green. Jumanji.
No. Nice engine building, and even a short one if everyone is familiar with the iconography.
Green.
Yes.
Heat.
No. But it also definitely shows its age in every aspect. Ugly design, confusing icons, the manual's all over the place.
Heat.
Lucky draw can cause a runaway leader situation. In conclusion, for fans only, I give this one a 7.
Primordial soup.
No.
No.
You want a free guess for
Thunderstone.
No. All right.
All right.
Last clue for this one. Steep learning curve, but it is quite a fun and clever game once you get the rules down and every single symbol mentioned. Lots of viable moves per turn. You'll be faced with tough decisions.
Green.
Yes.
Merchant of Venus.
Nope. You'll be faced with tough decisions to make quite frequently. Update. That learning curve is what prohibits me from reacquiring this game. It's fun, but man, it takes some effort. I rate this one a 7.
Iconography. They're completely snookered on the iconography.
Yeah, that's mentioned
That
a
would
lot.
be Race for the Galaxy? That's what everybody complains about.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I get a whole point.
I was trying to think, which game does Steven have an issue with iconography?
Well, these are not my comments.
I understand, but you thought that those clues would help us pick out the game, which
Yeah.
means that
Oh,
the
you're
game is one
metagaming.
where
He's
iconography
like
is
3
significant to
layers
you.
Deep.
the iconography makes perfect sense to me because I've played like 800
Right,
games
but
of
it's
it.
still
but
significant to
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
I think that he would be doing better.
I know.
Of
I
course,
know
not
what
you,
the,
me.
I just couldn't remember the name of the game.
All right, so here's the last game in our game.
And it's worth 25 points.
No, it's worth the same points.
Yeah. You know what? I'll double the points on this one.
Oh, all right.
okay.
So why
I
not?
still can't catch it.
John will get it.
All right. First clue: very unique destination selection mechanic, held back by several other poorly balanced mechanics, and way too long for its level of complexity. I give it a 7.
Green.
Green.
Isla Dorado.
No. Good guess though. Very good
Destination mechanic.
Selection.
I get a free guess here.
You
because
do get a
going to
free
the next
guess.
clue. So Merchant of Venus.
Nope.
That came up earlier.
Nope.
That is a destination mechanic.
Blue.
guess. Blue.
Chris is trying to mouth something at me, but I didn't get it.
It's not going to help.
Yeah, it's not going to help.
He's doing it to snooker you.
The only thing that comes to mind is one of the Civilization games. You had
Nope.
to shit people around.
All right.
I knew it wasn't going to be
Next
it.
clue.
Age of Empires.
Yeah.
Blank is pure fun.
Green.
Yes.
Red Planet.
Nope.
Damn it.
Don't take it too seriously. Throw in a few R's and mateys here and there, and it'll be 60 to 90 minutes well spent. Great looking components enhance the already engaging theme. I give it a 7.
Pirates Cove?
Pirates Cove it is.
What is Pirates Cove?
It's
you
a
wait.
game where
Yeah.
you're
Six,
pirates.
6. You said
Oh,
you're
yeah.
doubling it.
I am
Obviously, it's
doubling
the
it.
game where you're pirates, but I'm not familiar with it.
It's the one where everybody chooses, and if you choose the same place
I don't
and
know
you
if
have to
he's
fight
ever
each
played
other,
it.
you move your sails.
Okay,
your
we need to play that one.
cannons.
He's very young. I mean,
But
I
he's
think
played it before.
He's
Have
like
I?
4 when
Yes.
it came out.
We have all played it
Have
before.
I?
It's a round thing. There's a safe island in the middle,
I have
and everybody
no
goes to the different
recollection
islands you
of
go, and you
this.
can pick up.
No.
All right, I had thought you had played this one at some point. So, John, remember how you had mentioned that it would be really cool if I used one of y'all's comments?
Yeah.
I did.
Which one of us?
Your comment for Race for the Galaxy was fun game, good for solo play too. Shorter than I like, but engaging. I'm concerned about its longevity, so we'll see.
That was me?
It sounded
You
like
lose
you.
20 points for not knowing.
It sounded like you.
So tell me about the longevity of Race for the Galaxy that is just concerning to you.
And I don't play games solo, and I have never considered playing Race for the Galaxy solo, and I
You sure it was
don't
John
own it.
Edwards?
I went to his profile, I looked up all the games that he's rated a 7, sorted them by comments, and that was what I came up with.
Perhaps it was a joke rating.
It was back in 2010 that was written, so maybe back
Your
then.
view has changed a bit. I don't know. That's back when you weren't coming on a regular basis.
The original Race for the Galaxy. I rated it a...
I'm going to guess a 7.
No, that's their rating. Hang on, I look at my games, right?
Just go to your profile.
7. Fun game, good for solo play too. Shorter than I like, but engaging. Apparently, I wrote that and I modified it in 2010. Yeah,
Hey, John, do you know why he didn't use Samurai's quotes?
because you didn't write any.
Bazinga.
Yeah, I would not have picked it myself out saying that ever.
I didn't think
It
you would.
fits your
yeah.
cadence.
So,
And,
I can see that.
I knew it was yours because Sam feels completely different about that game.
anyway, so what did we end
Which
up
one is Race for the
score-wise?
Galaxy?
John?
A whole lot of
Exactly.
ways.
Do we really need to do this? John wins. Unless it was whoever gets the least
27.
amount of points. wins.
27 for John. Samuel, how many points did you have?
12.
Chris?
You can see him.
Oh, that's 9.
That is
Wow,
9.
and as far as I'm concerned, this is way better than your fake win at Mississippi Queen.
I mean, you're
think
going to
you
get a
could take
trophy
away
for this
points.
one. So,
Ooh, I'm getting a trophy.
all right, awesome. So, maybe we do this again.
Sure.
All right, awesome.
Absolutely.
I had a good time, assuming. I don't know.
The only problem is,
I don't
Stephen,
know.
I question the longevity of this.
Well, thank you for having faith in my ability to make games
No,
for everyone.
It was quite engaging, and I think it would be dynamite for solo play.
It basically was solo play for you, John.
No.
Yeah, especially when I got to the lightning round.
I do know geography, so anything you want to do about geography,
Yeah.
I'll do just fine.
And next game, let's focus on World War II.
Next game, we're going to do history.
We're going to do
American history.
of
European
airplanes.
history in the 1300s.
All right, so just so you know, I'm not doing this for every game that we play. I have several games that I've already worked up, so we'll just pepper them as we go. So don't expect this every week.